Right now, we're going to talk about Representative Sean Casten discussing foreign aid funding bills advancing in the House. So basically, they're going to talk about the funding bill that they're working on. I think it's already been passed. I'm not sure. I got to do a little deeper research into it. I've been a little caught up, but I am keeping up. But I gotta go a little deeper into this because I think they already passed some shit right underneath our noses. And if you know, you know. But let's listen to what they gotta say. And let us shorty know what y'all think. I will drop the link after I show y'all these two videos. And y'all can give y'all perspectives. Y'all more than welcome to hop on a panel. These are open panels. Let's talk about it. Let's hear what y'all gotta say. The whole point about it is, look, listen, man, we could bring a resolution. We could bring solutions. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I do know that my message has reached a lot of people. And I'm not going to stop. Because at the end of the day, that right there is what matters. I'm not here to please a big ass crowd. Because, like I said, I'm not everybody's cup of tea.
Overnight, Israel reportedly launched a narrow airstrike against Iran. Israel targeted an Iranian airbase and fired 3 ballistic missiles in its retaliation for Iran's drone attack on Israel earlier this month. Iran fired its air defense systems in response.
Ooh, blessings, Nate. How you doing? I ain't seen you in a minute, Nate, baby.
To the attack and intercepted some of the missiles, but Iran downplayed any damage and said it's limited to a few broken windows. U.S. officials say that they were given a heads up that Israel was planning a strike in the coming days, but were not involved.
That the United States has not been involved in any offensive operations. What we're focused on, what the G7 is focused on, and again, it's reflected in our statement and in our conversation, is our work to de-escalate tensions.
The U.S. and European Union leaders are launching a new set of sanctions now on Iran's military leaders and weapons makers in retaliation for the drone strike on Israel. The sanctions targeting Iran's missile and drone programs, along with entities connected to Iran's defense ministry.
As the crisis in the Middle East intensifies, the U.S. House of Representatives moves one step closer to approving billions of dollars in foreign aid. Mike Johnson forging ahead despite the risk to his speakership. Representative Sean Casten joining us live to discuss the progress and potential fallout. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening.
Just a quick review for folks. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, his plan was to break up the foreign aid package into individual bills, allowing you to be able to vote on for or against Ukraine separately from aid to Israel and Taiwan, including a TikTok bill. But it isn't sitting well with some of the conservatives in your group, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massie. Is this creating chaos, and could the speaker find himself losing his gig?
I think we're all learning more about parliamentary procedure in the House than we ever necessarily wanted to. So, I mean, today was really unusual. Number one, let's be clear, we have got to get aid to Ukraine. We've got to get aid to Israel. We've got to get humanitarian aid to Gaza. And this bill has been sitting in the Senate for a long time. Those bills all have overwhelmingly bipartisan.
Here's my thing, right? I have the same question that a lot of other people have. We all working citizens here, right? We all get taxes taken out of our paychecks and everything. So we pay taxes, right? So out of our taxes, these officers get paid. A lot of things get paid off of us working, right? And I've always said that. Where does it go? They're supposed to be going into our schools, into the resources that we need, but yet y'all sitting here helping another country without being able to help the people in your country. We still, shout out to Nate the Great. If you haven't checked out Nate the Great, go check him out. These are topics that he really does bring up a lot, especially him living in New York. Like, these are things that are really happening. There's people still waiting on Section 8. I live in North Philadelphia, and I know that people have still been waiting for Section 8 housing and all that since, I would say, before 2006. Some people, that the ones that applied before 2006 or 2009 or 2016, those just started getting their housing, just started getting their Section 8. And a lot of people are still having problems with their checks, their SSIs, their welfare. A lot of people are getting scammed through the welfare, from their snaps, their cash. I mean, I could just keep going down the line. The IRS, a lot of people, they haven't gotten their full checks. Why? Because they're taking them out and they're putting it into this war, into bringing migrants from other places, gangs, and all this. They're not really aiding. They're bringing to destroy the country. Listen, man, a lot of people gonna say, don't say this, don't say that, but listen, let them take the channel. They want to take it, take it. I don't get paid for this shit, and I am not gonna sit here and make a fool to sit here and get views in order to get a paycheck off of YouTube. It's a lot of shit going on, and my last of my worries is a celebrity. Like, if we want to talk about the celebrity, if we want to bring Diddy up, let's bring the fact that they're only bringing up these celebrities and bringing them down, right? To keep us distracted, to keep us from knowing what's actually happening around us. Like, if I was to sit here and really break it down and talk about Diddy, y'all will actually get mad. But you know what's crazy? What I would break down, a lot of people have already come to realize themselves. I don't have to sit here and break it down. People have already realized that shit. So my thing is, right, before we help these countries, y'all need to focus on helping the people in here, in our country. That's why Putin and Mexico and all of them, the Russian president is getting all these countries together and telling them, yo, take care of your country before you sit here and aid another country. And that's the problem that's happening right here in the United States. And people not realizing it. Y'all know when y'all gonna realize it? When y'all in the streets, right next to all the homeless people that y'all talking about, right next to all them addicts that are on them streets. Them same addicts that y'all help before y'all helping actual homeless. People might get mad at what I'm saying, but oh well, look, listen, man, there's not enough tape to tie this mouth up. And there's not enough rope to tie my ass down. Like, I'm seeing all this happen and people is focused on the wrong shit. Our elders are about to be left with no SSI, no type of help, no type of resources for them, left in these homes, these shelters, these places where, you know, a lot of these elders don't even got kids that care for them. So shout out to those people that are out here keeping an eye on their, you know, their loved ones, the ones they care about. Because when you keep these people in these homes and stuff like that, and I don't mean to offend nobody, yo, they go through it. They go through hell. Believe it or not, I've heard stories and I'm sitting here like, damn, like what is we focused on? But yet, this is happening right underneath our noses. They're helping other countries while our people is falling apart.
Strong support on the floor. But that support is majority from the Democratic Party, which of course is the minority, and that creates challenges for Speaker Johnson. The rule today to essentially agree on how we're going to vote on procedure did pass with very bipartisan majorities, but majority Democratic, and Speaker Johnson has got his own troubles in his party as a result of that. But I'm glad he did the right thing to make sure we get this aid package through.
Yes, he says he is not stepping down. Could there be a vote tomorrow?
I'll be very disappointed if there isn't. What we voted on today gives us the rules for debate and puts us in a position where we should be voting sometime around noon tomorrow on the 4 separate bills. I have no reason to believe there will be any surprises, but I also thought on Monday I was going to be home last night, so there's surprises. There's surprises afoot every day this week.
A lot of people saying this chaotic turmoil that we're hearing about coming out of D.C. does not bode well for the leadership in Congress.
I mean, look, it's been a challenge. We're on our 2nd speaker. This is the first time in history that we've vacated the speaker in the House. And I think any Republican speaker has a challenge right now because there is a sizable pro-governance, culturally conservative, but pro-governance part of the Republican Party. There also is a part of the Republican Party that's hostile to governance, hostile to Ukraine, hostile to the United States playing leadership in the world. And I wouldn't want to have Mike Johnson's job. It's a hard group to manage, but I do think we should take some solace in the fact that when these bills come to the floor, they are overwhelmingly bipartisan. And I think that's important for the American people to understand that what we're doing is supported by the majority of members of Congress. It's just procedurally difficult to get it done, given some of the dynamics in the Republican Party right now.
You've been known to reach across the aisle. What would you like to see done right now? And are you for or against Mike Johnson staying in the speakership role?
I mean, look, I have a lot of policy differences with Mike Johnson, obviously. I think we're seeing somebody who has really never had any leadership position in his life before becoming the second in command to the president.
And is that showing now? Do you think that that's showing right now?
It's very clear he's learning how to do the job. I think what all of us find is that he's a much more trustworthy fellow than Mr. McCarthy was. When he gives you his word, you have his word. I don't always necessarily agree with his word of what he tries to do, but he's figuring out the job. But I think, we'll see what happens if they make a move to terminate him. I think for right now, the most important thing is to make sure we get this aid package through. If you talk to a Ukrainian, talk to someone in Gaza, talk to someone in Israel, their primary focus is not House parliamentary procedure right now. It's making sure that their allies in the United States help them out.
All right, Representative Sean Casten, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well.
So basically, their prime focus is to help an ally that wants to keep a war against a country that doesn't want to be at war and has been telling them to stop for the longest. I mean, let's make this make sense. Now, I see why a lot of these, because here in Philadelphia, hold on one second. Some people will always have a place in my heart, but not in my life.
Hey, yo, Flory, turn me up.
Because when I tell you that it hurts, it hurts. Envy in your eyes, yet you want trust. Can't tell if you're an enemy or a friend. I mean, back then when I was naive, now I'm older, some say wiser. I'm no fool. I'm only a friend when convenient. Took a while to understand that what was real would never leave. Only when you're in pain and alone, you know who you can really depend on. You say you a friend, where were you when I needed a hand? Shit, you was following a trend. A friend ain't nothing but $1 in your pocket when the money gone. My bad. But yeah, my bad. I think in my opinion, I think we need to get shit in order here in America before we think about helping other people. And by the way, why is we even messing with these countries? They straight up told us they didn't want to go at war. They wanted peace. But for some reason, when we get to the TikTok videos, there's a lady that speaks on it. So let me show y'all a